depth more about the game, follow the rubric guidelines and things of that nature. The first thing I want to show you is the actual the home screen. So Rocket League has many different options where you can actually play with other players. But one thing that's more interesting is outside of Rocket League, there's a trading community, and I wanted to bring this up because there's a few guys on my friends list, these three on the right, and they're actually full-time traders. That's how these guys make money. So they harvest items from different drops, different boxes that you earn in the game. This Sam's Credits Only, that is an account he uses for trading. So if you go into an app like GameFlip or the Steam Marketplace community, you can actually purchase items in the game for money outside, and then he'll come in and he'll trade the item to you, and you'll have your transaction. It's pretty secure. I've done it a couple different times. These items don't actually give you an advantage boost in game or gameplay. It's more so for just tricking out your car. So Rocket League also features a full garage in the car. So you can do, let's say, like this is a Porsche, essentially. It looks very similar. And then you have, your Fennec. And what's very interesting is Rocket League has 3 different hitboxes on vehicles that you use. So if you look at a vehicle like the Octane, this is what all of the RLCS pros use. It has a hitbox, and the only vehicle that shares a hitbox the same as the Octane is this car right here called the Fennec. So these cars, a lot of the pros use them. It's a big debate among if it really matters which car you use, even though it's the same hitbox. And then you have taboo hitboxes like this Porsche. No one really uses this in the pros just because it's not good for, I guess, from their perspective for high-level gameplay. But today I'm going to show you some of the training packs people do too, that some of the pros have created. I think this is one of the more interesting parts of the game. So when you look here, you have the featured section. This is just generated usually by the top played packs of the week. These are all like training packs to get you better at the game because it's very competitive. And as you can see on the right side here, you see the different users that created the game. Then you can also go to browse where you can search for different training packs. There's a lot of YouTubers that create these packs for you to search and use. So you'll see a lot of these guys on the right are very popular streamers or high-level players. There's a wall to air dribble, a couple different packs. These are my favorites that I've saved. I usually, if I'm going to play competitively that day, I'll warm up with these packs. I'll play them several times, all 3. So to start off with, I'll show you the ground shots pack. This is one of the easiest. It's one of the more confident ones I'm able to hit probably on video. However, it just loads you into the pack, which is like a normal field. And you have the ball on the left-hand side. And so this is just one trying to hit into the goal. Haven't played in a while, so please don't judge me. But it's a list of shots, so it has the replay afterwards, and then you see in the top left-hand corner, you have I'm on my second shot of the 50 total different scenarios it gives you, and you have a timer limit. So you can basically just practice, try and get better at the game. I'm going to show you a few of these, and then I'll come right back. As you can see, this pack's very basic. It progressively gets harder. They made this pack this way so that you can get better. Some players can't get past like 20. Like I have a few buddies who are working their way through the pack currently to try and get better. I choose to play this game because it's still competitive to me without actually having to study meta-based. I know we've discussed that in class and in the reading some. However, I used to grind League of Legends, and that was a completely meta-based game. And with League of Legends, I had to study the meta every week when they would come out with new changes to new characters. I had to learn matchups. It was really time intensive, and I actually really enjoyed it. However, as I've gotten older and I have more, I have to work more often, and I don't have as much time to study that. So I've progressed in the games such as like Rocket League, where it doesn't really have a meta. Um, and if it is, it's very small changes and tweaks to not necessarily hitboxes, but you know, um, different aspects of the game. But right now, I just loaded myself into a game and it actually spawned me into the middle of one. So we're playing 2v2s. I currently don't have any boost. However, I just scored. I'm going to guess the elo of these guys. They're low silver. I'm a plat level player. I've actually scored diamond last year. However, I just haven't had an opportunity to play much this year. One thing you'll notice right there is in the top left-hand corner, you have your chat box where you're able to communicate with your teammates. Um, this is just quick commands you can use, such as like nice one, or if I want to flame this guy, I can say like nice one or sick. Rocket League's actually kind of toxic, um, and toxic in gameplay. One thing you'll notice too, my teammate back there is he called for the ball right off kickoff, which is actually another point of debate between pro players and casual players, because the person on the left typically is supposed to always go for the ball. But in lower elos like this, you'll notice that a lot of these players just don't necessarily understand the cardinal rules of the game because they're not explicitly written out. Yeah, this guy's definitely probably like a bronze elo, but I haven't played in a few weeks, so your matchmaking rating, your MMR, usually changes depending on how often you play. So he's calling for the ball, so I'm going to go grab boost on the side here, and I'm going to rotate back to goal. I believe one of the reasons why this game is so successful from a development perspective is that it's so simple for people to pick up. It's really easy to play, but it's hard to master. And I think the developers made it this way, so it was really inclusive for all sorts of gamers and different people of that nature. Right now, I just messed that up. I'm going to rotate far side post, because that's technically how a rotation's supposed to work, and he should push up. You have a constant rotation between your 2v2 partner. So, while like I'm rotating on ball, he's supposed to be to the right. However, he's not exactly rotating, so um, like I would go for an off-the-wall pass right here, but I know he's right behind me, so I'm going to rotate out at this point. He should be rotating back in. There we go. Alright, technically I shouldn't be pushing this ball, but since it's such a low elo, I'm going to try to. Alright, he put a shot on goal. However, I'm going to rotate back just so they can't score because we're up by 1. I'm going to challenge this ball, hoping that he's back in net. And a good teammate would usually push up right there and be there to hit that, but he's not, and he's going to get beat. So, and interesting. So he's supposed to, if he's not going to push, he's supposed to be back more towards net. However, appears to get beat on that play. And we're tied at 4-4. So interesting, you might get to see this match is we might go into overtime. So it's a sports-based match. It's almost like soccer but with cars. So we'll go into overtime if it's 4-4. However, my teammate actually just left the game, so I'm gonna have a bot playing with me for the last 20 seconds. And bots actually can't do aerials, and that's why they will score and beat me right here, because bots actually can't go off the ground. Kickoffs are usually 50-50 with other players, and yeah, looks like the bot just got beat, so I'm going to lose in a game I just joined into, but that's how it goes sometimes, I guess, and casual. I really enjoy the competitive matchmaking in this game, because you actually get people with like similar skill levels sometimes, so it allows you to be competitive. That's a pretty good pass to a human, however, to a bot, he's not going to hit that. Oh, rough. Okay. Alright, well, that's how you play your first game of casual, I guess. Sometimes you lose some, sometimes you win. You can always GG the players if you're not going to be toxic after the game with your quick command menu on the left. And as you'll notice, you'll see these guys have a Season 2 tournament winner badge on there. So on Saturdays and Sundays, they have 9 o'clock tournaments, 12 o'clock tournaments. These are all Eastern Standard Time. They also have 8 o'clock tournaments, I believe. So those guys are tournament winners. I'm assuming they probably played together. And then yeah, so the games are usually pretty quick, around 5-6 minutes. You spawn back at the loading screen, and it really keeps your attention span going on to different things. It's not a very long game to play, and I think that's one of the reasons why this game is most successful. So I'm Jordan Mincey, and that was my game review. I look forward to the different comments or people that possibly play Rocket League.